Hello, it's Semblance. Today we will be, but you can do it in the comments if you so desire. We'll be ranking the All the Wrong Questions cover arts US edition. I only have one of the UK at the moment, but maybe someday that will change. Firstly, because this one doesn't really count, but I'll still put it in. We have, at the bottom of the list, Lemony Snicket file under 13 suspicious incidents. It's a good cover art. I do like how it has no dust jacket, but it's a questionable artwork or display of okay, I'll say it. The way it shows many of the stories, the 13 suspicious incidents, is very creative with all these windows, but overall, it's not the best cover art, so it will be going at the bottom of the list. The number 4 spot, apologies, will go to this one, Lemony Snicket. Who could that be at this hour? The first one in the series, and I have to say, I'm not the biggest fan of it. Apologies, I was shifting. It just seems a little off. This one right here particularly annoys me. It serves no real purpose. I know he's looking over the city, but overall it just isn't a scene that appeals, and it annoys me. Another part, look at this. Moon, crescent. Moon, full. Moon, full. Possibly a moon, or maybe it's a smoke, I'm not entirely sure. But 3, maybe 4 of the illustrations all include the moon, and one of them is completely off compared to the others, because this book takes place over 2 days, I believe. Why does it change so much? Another part. Here's the thing. So, this is supposed to be Malahan Lighthouse, but what is up with this giant rock? Overall, it's not the best, but it's still an enjoyable artwork. I like the house here, and I like this, although I don't like how they used this for the complete mystery, how they stretched it over the rest of the box art instead of having original ones. That was annoying. And I do like, of course, the Barnaden Beast statue. So overall, it's not the best, but I still like it. It goes at number 4. Next up, we have Lemony Snicket, Shouldn't You Be in School? Okay. So, this artwork is, of course, as with everything in here, very good, but I don't like what's going on here, particularly. I mean, what is that face? And it looks like there's a spotlight on her, but that didn't ever happen. Right here is another mistake. This is Hainfire, but he doesn't have his mouth. Watch this. The scene in question is most certainly right here. maybe. I think, yeah, this is about right the same. Or maybe it's just in general, but regardless. This whole book, besides when he is talking to Lemony in disguise, but he doesn't know, he doesn't have the staff with him at the time. He just wears that mask the whole story, besides that one incident, but he doesn't have this staff. So, what is going on? I do like what's happening in this image of him. This one is very nice. And overall, I don't really like right here. This seems a little too flat. But overall, it is, of course, good. It goes in a number 3 spot. Ironically, is also the third book. In number 2, we have... Ooh, this one's difficult. Which one will it be? I have to go for it. In number 2 spot, we have Lemony Snicket. Why is this night different from all other nights? I love, like, everything in this, every illustration is important to the story. We have the setting, we have an important scene in the story. We have the reason for why Lemony gets to the ship. Wait, no. Apologies, I was mixing it up. Although this is still very important. But the papercraft still counts as the reason for him getting onto the setting. Him getting onto the setting, the key, which I won't say anything about. And if you have not read this book, Turn Away Now, I like it how we have an illustration of Armstrong faint in black and white, because this is a photograph, and it's also the fill-in for the hang file illustration, because this is him, but there's usually, more than one. I like another illustration of the statues, of course, and overall it's good, but I think I'm not too big a fan of, the person illustrations are always a little off, because the faces are too obscured. But that is not the case in the number 1 spot. This was number 2. Number 1 spot goes to Lemony Snicket. When did you see her last? Firstly, another building shot, which is appreciated. This illustration is very important to the story. I love the eeriness of this illustration, setting up the important key factors for the story. This alone is a great illustration, but here's the thing. If we flip it around, we see another one that's just like her, but the eyebrows. Do you see? I love that little detail, how there's 2 Cleo Knights. Another eerie picture. So, because of all these reasonings, I will have to put this one on the top. So that concludes my list of the rankings for All the Wrong Question Cover Arts US edition. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and if you would like to share what your rankings of the cover arts, feel free to do so. I'd love to hear. If there's enough demand, and if I get the other covers, I may do another edition of this for the UK. Well, I'll have to do a few. You'll see. There are a few different cover arts. Anyways, that concludes the video. Thank you very much for watching. Rest pleasantly.